We have been thinking about doing this for quite some time, and work on this is going on. So this Trump tariff issue is only a few weeks old, actually, if you think about it, last couple of months. So, you can't announce a major reform like this without having prepared for a very long period of time. No, I don't think it is correlated to that. First of all, I think the debate is about external tariffs, not internal ones. Secondly, the fact of the matter is we have been thinking about doing this for quite some time, and work on this is going on. So this Trump tariff issue was only a few weeks old, actually, if you think about it, last couple of months. So, you can't announce a major reform like this without having prepared for a very long period of time. So we have been working on it for a long time, and I'm quite glad this is happening. But I don't think you should directly correlate it to any external negotiations on tariffs, etc. Although, of course, in a long-term sense, this is a good thing. If this is good for the economy, it also strengthens our position in the world. I think the way to think about this is the following. When we introduced the GST in 2017, our main concern was really shifting the overall system onto this new formulation of GST. And so what we didn't do at that time was to go back and look at which rate was supposed to be at what level based on some first principles thinking. Basically, we shifted it based on what pre-existed. Now, that's not an unreasonable thing to do for a transition, because we wanted to be, simply move on to the new system and cause as little disruption to the economy as possible. Now, after that, we spent several years, obviously, refining the system. We obviously went through the COVID shock, and then afterwards also, we have been fixing them little by little along the way. But the thought began to arise about a year ago that now the time has come, it's stable, people understand what the system is. We now need to go back to first principles and see why should something be at this level and not at that level. Also, of course, there's been this long-term thing that we had talked about, Sahil, about simplifying it. There's just too many rates. Many people had criticized it. I myself have argued for simplification of the system for a long time. So all of that meant that we decided that, look, the time has come to simply go back, look at the first principles of which rate should be where, and shift it onto that new rate. Now, no longer correlated to what used to exist in the pre-GST period. So this has now been worked out from first principles. One of the important things we have looked at is obviously what are essential goods, what the poor use, what the middle classes use, and so on. But also an important thing is to make sure you don't have inverted duty structures of various kinds. So simplifying that, the textile industry is one industry that will benefit from this, and so on and so forth. So basically, having a rational system that makes sense at first principles. It's almost impossible to model these things. As you can imagine, there are too many things, moving parts, not the least that, what's happening worldwide and so on. So I don't think we can meaningfully model this. But let's say that what we have done is, there is a massive efficiency gain, simplified the system. We have lowered most of the taxes, so therefore that effect is there as well. So you have lowered the tax slabs in pretty much every case. So the combination of simplification and of the tax slabs, and also the productivity benefits you will get from the process reforms, which the discussion has almost gone entirely about slabs, but in fact, if you read the announcement, they have significant about the process reforms. For example, there were a lot of complaints about the fact that there has been sort of a return to the tax inspector Raj, because if you did a registration, it would take long time to get your number and so on. So we took that into account. And so now a new system has been put in place where hopefully around about 97% of the people should get their numbers within 3 days. If that doesn't work, we will simplify it further, but I think this will work. And so that is basically the idea. Simplify the system, get rid of the friction wherever possible, and of course the overall lowering of the tax burden.